And let's use the most basic
Scorpion.
cameos in the game to explain this. All right, so I think this is gonna be kind of hard because I don't have my mic in front of my face. I don't want my audio, I don't want my voice to go in and out. So I think this is okay. I'll keep my voice like this. Damn, I can barely see my mic. Okay. All right, so how can I explain this? When you, the number one thing that you need to know when it comes to taking your turn or how to take your turn, you need to know what kind of strings you have in mind, right? Every single string combo, whatever is considered something. And to go into depth about that is that when you look at this move, this is a full string. The reason why it's considered a full string is because the third hit cannot be cancelable. And what I mean by that is that the third hit of square, triangle, triangle cannot be special canceled into a special move ball after this. So we can say that this string ends. And since this string ends, it also has a frame data connected to that move. Has a block advantage. Block advantage is very important to understand or look at when it comes to taking your turn back, how to take your turn back. You take your turn back the same way that you did against another string. Some strings are good to take your turn back, and some strings are good to take your turn back in different ways, right? So this string is -5. If I use a high and my opponent wants to mash here, he can, because my high is going to get beaten out by his down poke because it's -5. And since it's -5, every character can backdash after -5 because not every character has a good backdash. So these are things that you have to keep in mind when you're thinking about playing the game. So another thing that you could do really quick, if you want to see if you can backdash on -5, is that you have to see first if your backdash fast, but also you have to pay attention to if your opponent has a really good down poke. And what I mean by a really good down poke is either that it's fast or it has a big hurt box or hitbox, right? So you can set the AI to down poke, and then you can go to reversal, and then you can go here, right? So when I do this string, you see how he's getting hit right here? Typically the AI will get hit right here. So what you can do is that you can space it out, right? And he's still gonna get hit. Look at this bullshit. See how I just did the full string and he down poke right there, right? See how I can't backdash here? So it's two things that let me know here. It's either that -5 is too close. When I do -5, it's too close. Let me see if I can space it out correctly. Trying to get it right. Yeah, I can't even backdash that at all. Trying to space it out just perfectly. Yeah, that's like perfect spacing where I can actually backdash. Because up close like this, I can't backdash. If it's like here and the move puts me in the range right here, I can slightly backdash. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. So when Scorpion does do this move, I mean Sub-Zero does do this move, right? So I'm gonna do it myself. Right? So let's go here, put it on block all. Then we're gonna go here and record it. So, right? I know after he does this string, if I do a high, he's gonna beat it out. Let's see if I can do it really quick. Let me see. Right, I just mashed right here. I'm gonna do a high. See how I can't get a high out? The reason being is because my move is 7 frames, and his move he just did was -5. And since it doesn't jail to highs, he can down poke there. Now, if he did a move that was -7 with no pushback, I'll be able to jail off of my stand 1. And since it's not -7 or more, then I can't jail off my stand 1. But this also comes with conditioning your opponent, or we also call this respect, right? The reason being this is considered respect is because my opponent understands if he does this string, the only thing he can do is down poke. But if he does down poke here, I can actually backdash. I can also even use 4-3, I believe. So let me show you. Let me show you what it looks like if he did mash here. Watch. Why would this beat this out? The reason why this is beating this out is because, again, he's -5 and I have a 12 frame startup and he's using a 7 frame move to down poke me after being -5. And against Scorpion specifically. So like, I can't, all right. So really quick, really. I have my mic in a way where this is me directly talking into my mic. I don't have anywhere I can put my mic and explain it to you. What I can do is I can do this. I'm gonna show you what I can do. I can do this for you guys. Watch this. All right, now we can use this. Haha. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna turn the mic up. I'm gonna turn the audio down so you can hear me. So this is a lot better, right? All right, so the reason why this is working is because it's a mid, and you can't use a -7. You can't use a 7 frame move against something that's -5. It just won't work, right? Especially against a mid. Depending on the mid itself. If it's like 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 frames, you cannot press here. So this is also a part of turn and understanding turn, because that's part of keeping your turn. So if you want to keep your turn, you will stagger. The reason why you want to stagger is because it gives your opponent less time to react to if he can take his turn back, right? So this comes with conditioning your opponent. This also comes with mind games, not flowchart, but what's the word I'm looking for? Layers. When you're playing these games with your opponent, it makes it harder for your opponent to take their turn back. Why? Because he has to think, or she has to think, of how to take their turn back. Because if I'm staggering, I can also bait with punish them. Because if they try to press on a stagger, I'll be out of range where I can OS them trying to take their turn back. What I mean by that is that after every string, I can slightly backdash into where they may feel as if they can press a button. So it's like kind of like a ghosting. So like you can kind of ghost it. Like when you see people do this, when they're staggering like this, it makes it hard for you to actually know when to take your turn back. So what people like to do when the people are getting staggered like this, they usually down poke, or they'll use their best reaching down 3, right? So I do this. The reason why you want to do this is because your down 3 is longer range than your down 1. This will beat out a backdash. It will catch a backdash actually. So rather than just doing something like this, like hold on, I don't know why I'm so far away. Let's put it up close, right? And then let's do this string. Watch this. So when I do this string, right, he can't down poke me right here. See this? So I can't challenge here. So I would take a down 3 here because it's better, because he can't try to whiff punish my down 3 here. He won't be thinking about that. That's something he has to think about, but he's probably thinking about a down 1. Because if my opponent does do a down 1 here, hold on, I'm gonna show you exactly. It's so much that goes into fighting games, like people don't understand, right? So like if my opponent does do a down 1 here, this is what it looks like. This is what I'm thinking in my head. I'm gonna show you. See how I just whiff punish that? People would try to take their turn back with something like that. I can even do it off my stand 1. I can even do it off my stand 3. I can even do it off my stand 4. Watch. Hold on. There we go. And I can even do it off a string like this. See that? So this is where you have to understand how to take your turn back. So now let's do down 3. Right? So now watch this. See how I can't backdash? I have to implement this into my gameplay now. Like, watch this. See how I just whiff punish that? The reason why this is working is because now I'm looking for the down 3 and I'm spacing it correctly to where even though he's sticking out his down 3 still has to recover, and I'm punishing it for it. Hold on. So
This is a little more trickier and harder to do because my down 3, his down 3 goes a little further. So if I wanted to bait that, I could do like down 1. I could do like down 1 here. Oh, he's got a really bad backdash, but I can still do like this right here and punish him. But I have to implement this into my game plan to like punish him or something like that, right? You said you don't need to poke after every string. So spamming pokes is not necessarily a thing. That is something that a scrub has came up with because it doesn't make sense. Like, what is a spam poke? See, the problem is that it's called disrespect, right? Or it's called about like yeah, it's just all it is being disrespectful, right? And the reason why it's considered disrespectful is because I'm not respecting my opponent's turn, and I'm not respecting the fact that he's going to be able to take his turn back accordingly. I don't believe that my opponent is going to take their turn back accordingly. I also believe that my opponent is going to allow me to down one here, right? See how I can't down one here? It just won't let me do it. Like that, you know how people be like, you can't stop spamming down ones. You can't spam down ones. I'm trying to do it right here. It won't let me. it just won't let me, right? So spamming down ones isn't a thing. It's just that your opponent doesn't know how they're going to or how to take their turn back. And since they don't know how to do that yet, down one works because there's a mind. There's a mind. There's so many things in particular that your opponent is doing or want to do that you feel as if they may be baiting you. So it's so hard to do. See that? This is a few things that like players like to do. You said ghost face pokes are so bad. Yeah, they are pretty bad. So like what people like to do is that they'll do that. Scorpion likes to do things like that. This is where not matchup knowledge comes into play, right? So not every time are you going to understand how to take your turn back by being in practice. You're going to have to learn how to take your turn back by playing other players because every character has a certain way of taking their turn back, and it's up to you to figure out how they're going to do that. So what happens is when you see players do all these stand pokes like this, you have to think to yourself, what move do you have to challenge them here? You don't have anything to really challenge them here. So what you can do is that you can reset neutral. Neutral is 0. That means that no one can press a button at this point. You reset it. So now you reset the mind game that your opponent's trying to play. So if when your opponent is doing all these staggers in your face, they're looking for you to press a button. They're looking for you to dash forward to get hit by something that they're probably what's the word? Buffering. They're probably already buffering a string. Like most scorpions are buffering this string. If you get close to me, I'm buffering this string into this, right? So what you can do is that you can dash forward and block, or you can just reset neutral. Because when you dash forward and block, what you're doing is you're baiting them. So now they think that you're gonna press a button, but if you just dash in their face and block, you're putting them in a situation you're like, oh shit, I wasn't ready for this. I was trying to whiff punish him, but now he's in my face. Now I have to think differently. So you can play that type of game, or you can reset neutral, where you can play your mind games now. You reset neutral. There's no mind games here now. You can do your mind games. You can whiff punish. You can do whatever the case may be, right? This is really strong, but a lot of players do not do this. Not even just a competitive level, but just overall, a lot of players are like, I'm going to react, right? So if when they see Scorpion doing all this, they think they can just dash forward and press a button or down 3. Just reset neutral. Reset neutral is one of the strongest things, in my opinion, because it doesn't allow your opponent to play the games that they want to play anymore. You no longer want to play the game, right? Whatever they're trying to do, you no longer want to play that. You reset neutral. You're saying, I'm going to play the way I want to play. So let's go ahead and reset neutral. So just understand that for a minute. You said, I'm talking more like I tried to down 1 and someone just uses Takeda's back 2. Okay, so that means you just spaced out your down 1 wrong. And if someone uses back 2 with Takeda and you got hit for doing a down 1, you down 1 at the wrong time. Honestly, right? So what a lot of players like to do is once they get hard knocked down to the ground, they try to press a button like down poke, down 3, or whatever the case may be, and then their opponent might dash up, back up, and then they might do back 2, right? So I'm gonna show you exactly what that may look like, right? Really quick, since we're talking about Takeda. And Shang Tsung's down 3 is really strong because what happens is he's sticking out his leg and he's pulling it back. If you pay attention to some characters, when they do a down 3, it keeps them stationary. I'll show you. I'll keep them on the screen. I'll bring Shang and then I'll get. Where the heck is Takeda at? Oh, he's right here.
Takeda, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Jayz, Laboratory.
You get poked out of Ghostface back dash all the time, then you're doing it wrong. You're backdashing wrong, or you're just not backdashing at the right time, or you shouldn't be backdashing. These are things that you have to think about. You're not going to be able to backdash every time, and you need to understand that. So why his down three is really good is because he sticks his foot out, right? Sticks his foot out, and then he recovers. He brings it back. This is really strong. This is there's characters in this game that have that. There's also other characters in like MK11, MKX that have things like this. This is really strong. I believe. So you see how Takeda, when he sticks his foot out, he doesn't go back further, if that makes sense. Like, he stays stationary. See that? He's still here. Shang Tsung, on the other hand, when he sticks his foot out, look, he's at a range. See where he's at? I hope this makes sense. This is why his is, you see how close I have to be? And I don't really move where I'm at. So that's why. So another thing that players like to do is they'll do this. I'm gonna show you really quick, right? So let's say my opponent got hit by that. They're gonna try to press here. Watch. I got hit by a sweep. I tried to poke there, but you can also catch the poke by waiting a second. See if I get it. See, I try to poke there. Or what happens is your opponent tries to play neutral. See that? You get hit. You get hit. What you could do is this. Hold on. Wow, look at that. I just reset neutral. Now he no longer have to play his game. Now he has to come to me, because I'm a zoner. Now he has to play my game. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like, you could also, if you know the matchup, you could actually even jump in like that. You could even do that. When they put the stars on the ground, you can backdash. You can still backdash. You can still backdash. You can't backdash, double backdash or nothing. You can even jump too. So you can do that. But anyway, I don't want to get too much off of topic because I need you guys to understand how to take your turn back, and it's probably the most easiest thing. So like if you look at any character in this game, every character has a move where they're gonna stop their pressure, right? Or they don't get much off of doing something else, right? They don't get much off of doing something else after doing a certain string. And it will look something like this. This string doesn't cancel into a special move. Think to yourself, if they do a move that does not cancel into a special move, they're most likely giving up their turn, or they're doing a string that allows them to backdash into buttons, or they might armor after, because the move might be -6, -5. This is around the time where they can actually armor after doing a string. The reason being is because most characters don't have a fast hitting string that hits twice really quick before they have to armor, especially around -5, -6. -7 gels the highs. -8 is too slow to armor unless it has certain priorities like backdashing, or it allows you to be able to keep yourself safe or relatively safe, and your opponent has to dash up into buttons to punish you, or they have to do a down 3 to punish you. Like, there's some moves in this game that are negative that have pushback. We call that pushback. So some strings might be -10, -9, -11, -12, -13, -15, -20, but it still has pushback. So you have to dash up to punish it, Or you might not play a character that can punish certain strings that are negative, like Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung is considered bad, in my opinion, is because he doesn't have a string that allows him to punish correctly, accordingly, with a move. He has to use this string to punish, which is kind of slow. So, when your opponent does a string that kind of ends, you can take your turn back, right? So, for an example, when Shang Tsung does this string, it is a combo ender. Even if it's not a combo ender, it's still a string that ends. It has to end, right? Most of the time, people like to do this string. Oh, well, I'm not going to even say most of the time, because a lot of now we're talking about people who know matchup knowledge or how to play a character. I think this string is really good to end your turn because it gives you a lot of oki. And what I mean by oki is that my opponent cannot wake up at all after I do this string, right? So if my opponent gets hit by this string, I actually get a whole jump cross up. They can't do anything. So watch this. I'm gonna set him to jump, right? Watch this. Oh, I timed it wrong. See how he couldn't jump there? Like he was still on the ground? This is because it's oki. I get a lot of oki off of this string. This is why you would use this string. How would you use this string? I would do it in a combo, right? Oh, I did it wrong. Hold on. Oh. I can't get it. Oh, let me see. I can't. It doesn't make sense to cross there. I'm not gonna cross there. See how like I still was able to jump right there and I can meaty off of this again? This is why you would use that string. But sometimes it's really good depending on what cameo you have, because you can do an overhead. And then you can do a combo like that. So this can catch your opponent off, and then from here you can go into pressure. Guaranteed pressure. And why it's considered guaranteed? Because it gives you oki, right? But anyway. Stay on top of this, stay on topic. Stay on topic. So now this string has to end. If my opponent decides to do this on block, if my opponent does this on block, right, or on hit, well, on hit he gets oki. But on block, if he does this string, it's my turn. How do I know it's my turn? Well, let's go look. Let's look at a few things. Sorry. So much that I have to find and remember. It's like I have to remember where specifically everything is. It's like, god dang it. Okay, here. Alright, so let's do this on block so you can see. That move is -7. I cannot poke here after. So this is what you can do to test to see if you can poke after. You're gonna do this string. Then you're gonna poke. But I recommend putting it on block because sometimes the computer doesn't read it. So do this and then mash after. Okay, hold on. See how he can't press there? He can't down one because that move was -7 and I have a 7 frame high. This right here is 7 frames, so it's gonna jail. There's nothing he can do here. He can't even armor. Hold on, I'm gonna try to armor. Watch. You can't do it. Watch. See? Now, if I don't take my turn back correctly and I use a 8 frame, or I use something that even slower than an 8 frame, he will be able to armor. Or if I don't take my turn back correctly and I don't use my stand 1, as soon as he's done using his string, he can armor. And this is what it looks like. See that? See how I didn't take my turn back fast enough? And he can armor. Let's try stand 2. I'm gonna do stand 2. Because stand 2 is 9 frames, right? So watch this. See how he's able to armor there? This is what you call taking your turn back correctly. See how he couldn't armor there? So taking your turn back is really good in understanding frame data and understanding the matchup, because your opponent may try to armor right there. And since you have a string that has 3 hits that special cancels, it gives you enough time to actually see if your opponent's going to block or not, right? So let's say that my opponent didn't block after the string. Oh, he didn't block? Combo time. Combo time, right? You see what I'm saying? Combo time. I took my turn back correctly. Right? So let's say that he staggers this string, right? Let's say he did this. That move is -7. Let's see what happens. Let's do something like this, right? Let's make Takeda down poke. Now let's go to dummy. Go here, right? So watch this. See how I can't backdash after this? He's beating my down poke. I can't backdash. So I'm showing you this because not every string you can backdash after, even though you are -5. You have to think about a few things. You have to think about if you have a fast enough backdash. You have to think about if your opponent has a really long reaching down 1, down 3. You also have to even think about if that move spaces you out where you could backdash. If I do a -5 string from this range, I can't backdash. But if the move allows me to swing, see how like this, the hurt box of that string does that. See how I can't backdash? But like if I space this out, I might be able to backdash. I'm trying to get the spacing so you just can see for yourself. It's so hard. Like that spacing is insane. It's like right here. I still can't backdash. So with that being said, unless you know that if I try to stagger this tree, you can down poke me. I don't have anything, but I can do things like this. Because it's -5. And you don't have a 5 frame to jail me, to stop me from mashing. I mean, armor here. So I'm always going to be able to armor here, even after this string. Hold on. Hold on, what? See? I can armor there. See that? So, understand that. Even with the overhead, I can armor after. Because it's -5. Oh, -4, I'm sorry. And since this move is -4, I can do things like this. But this comes with understanding this comes with understanding your opponent. Every time I do this string, my opponent likes to mash down 1. Okay, since you like them down 1 mash, hold that. You see what I'm saying? You said what's Shang Tsung game plan? Just zone, combo, and armor? Yeah, specifically. That's it. Or you could do this now. So like you don't have to armor all the time now. Like at first he was doing things like this, and then like calling his cameo to make him safe after. But now he can be safe after this string. So now he can do things like this. And that all jails. Or he could do things like this. Right? So now he's just now he can play mind games off of down 3. See how I just punish his down 1. I can do things like that. I can space it out like that too. I just punish him for trying to down poke. So this is where characters will teach you how to do certain things in particular. Like Shang Tsung will show you perfect spacing. He would show you how to zone correctly. He would show you how it's rewarding to zone correctly. He would show you how to play off of spacing where if your opponent wants to jump, you can do this, and you can actually combo it if you understand how to do it correctly. He will also show you how to condition your opponent into not jumping, also respecting frames that are -5, -6. He also will even teach you how to play as every character in the game because you also can morph into every character. He will also teach you Vortex. He will also teach you how to create like certain things in particular. Every character has something in particular that they can show you how to do really well. And then what happens is when you take all these things that you have learned about a character that may struggle with certain matchups, and you play a character that's meta, or a character that is considered insane, or a character that's considered S tier, you can take all those attributes that you learn and apply it to a S tier character. This is what makes that S tier character insanely good. Not only because what they offer you, but what you offer to that character as well. If you have really strong neutral, you won't get opened up easily. So it makes the S tier character even more insane because you have strong neutral, you have good composure, you have good reads, you have when you have good reads, like with Astra, if you see somebody jump in the air, you can do stand 2 and you get great combos off of it or good damage. Not every player can do that. Why? Because it comes to a skill gap, or it comes to a skill ceiling, or it comes to understanding what I get off of a stand 2. Not everybody labs everything in the game. So since you lab everything and you understand the game, you'll be able to do all these things, in particular with an S tier character. Or if you are really good and you have a lot of attributes about you where you have good composure, you make good reads, then you can play characters like Shang Tsung that struggle with certain things in particular because you have a strong defense. Some characters or some players have something called overextending because since you have a good composure or good defense, players tend to overextend. Why? Because you're not getting opened up easily. And since you know how to take your turn back accordingly, you will actually punish them for overextending, and then you'll be able to beat them. This is where good defense comes into play of beating good offense. You see what I'm saying? So this is where you have that one EU player that plays Shang Tsung. It's not that Shang Tsung is good, it's that the player who's playing him is really good because he understands the matchup, but he also may understand that character that he's fighting against. He understands that if this character does this, he's going to try to mash after it, or he's going to try to take his turn back, or he might armor or something like that. So I sit there and I wait after he does a normal, and then he armors, and then I punish him for it. You see what I'm saying? This is a form of overextending. So like if I was fighting a Takeda, right? And let's say that Takeda was overextending. This is a form of overextending, right? Let's say that, and then he tries to down poke here, right? Watch this. Hold on. See how I can't, hold on. Oh yeah, I have a 13 frame. This is another reason why I think Shang Tsung's ass. I have a 13 frame mid. If I had a 12, I'll be able to beat him, but I can't. Because this move right here he's doing is -6. So since it's -6, I can only down poke here. Isn't that crazy? Buff Shang. All I can do is down poke him, man, to beat him. Ain't that's a sad world we live in. But I can also backdash. I'm not gonna lie. I can backdash and reset neutral because he is -7. -6. So he doesn't have anything that would catch my backdash at all. Like literally nothing. So just think about that. You can reset neutral off of this. But since I can only down poke here, and he knows that I can backdash here, he can actually overextend here. So this is what overextending looks like. Hold on. Let me show you what overextending looks like. That's overextending. Because watch. I backdashed. But I can actually catch his backdash. Watch this. Hold on. Dang, he got a really good backdash. See that? This is a form of overextending. Because I'm backdashing. Now, what happens is, if my opponent overextends, I can just take my turn back. Because I knew he was gonna come forward, and he knew that I was gonna backdash, so I just stood there and took my turn back. This is high level though. You can do this, but not every player is gonna do this. So I could just do this. Like if I feel like my opponent is gonna try to take their turn back, I can just do this to get him off of me. This is what's added to Shang Tsung now. Since all I could do off of this string was down 3, but now since I can special cancel this and be safe, reset neutral. Remember we were talking about resetting neutral. This is a form of resetting neutral now. Shang Tsung can now do that. Even if he blocks this, right? Even if my opponent blocks this, right? So if I did this string and he does this, look where we're at. Hold on, I gotta block it. Okay. We reset neutral. Look where I'm at. The reason why this is considered resetting neutral is because my opponent has to dash at me to get at me. You see what I'm saying? Like there's nothing he can really do about it. Because after I do this string, I can back up even more. Look how fast I just got full screen on him. Boom. There's nothing he can do about this. There's nothing. He can't jump this. Now I'm out of there. I reset neutral. Now I can start zoning or whatever I want to do, right? Or I can do 2 of them. See what I'm saying? So now I have reset it neutral, and there's nothing that my opponent can do. This is something that was added to Shang Tsung because Shang Tsung struggled in the neutral. He didn't have anything. All this motherfucker was doing was down 3 and down 3 and down 3. But now, since he can special cancel into it and be safe, this is strong. But he can't do this like that because that's negative 21. He has to use armor. Or a spin a bar, I'm sorry. Sorry. To make it safe. So just keep that in mind. This is also part of taking your turn, understanding how to take your turn back, understanding what characters have to offer and what they don't have to offer. Bad matchups, good matchups. Characters that have good defense, bad defense. Since Shang Tsung is considered to have bad defense, but since he has a down 3 cancel like this, and this being safe is really strong for him. You can't armor here. I don't think you can. I could be wrong. We can test it, but I don't think you can armor here. I can try it. Actually, yeah, I can try it. I can do it for you guys really quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the AI to armor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a Shang Tsung, and then I'm going to go to custom dubbing, then I'm going to go to reversal, and then I'm going to set it to whatever his wake up is. I'm not sure where his wake up is. Is it this? All right, so like watch this. So he can punish it if he reads it. That's if he reads it. So it's not safe. But you can make it safe like this. That jails. See that? See how it jails? So in some cases, you don't want to always do this. But I will always do this. Because nobody's going to spend... See, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be really, really, really real with you for a second. Nobody on a high level is going to armor here. They're not going to armor after you do down 3. And down 3 into Shang Tsung that, I'm telling you right now, nobody's going to armor you. Unless you are about to die and they can kill you with an armor move. And even then, this is way too risky to react to. This, I'm telling you right now, I'm not lying to you. This is too hard to react to. Only reason you understand that you can react to this is because I've been doing this the whole time. And you think that when you see down 3, you can just armor. No. Nah. Nah. That's not going to work. I'm sorry, my boy. You say you would love to play me? I mean, I always run games with everybody. So now like things like this is really strong as well because again, this resets neutral. Now let's talk about when you don't have a button for your opponent's next turn, right? So then this is what I consider picking your battles wisely, right? So because this is how Taquitas play, right? Taquitas will do something like this: stagger 1, stag 1, and then they go into this. This is a really good move because it's a -1. And since it's -1, they can challenge me with a down 1. So what they'll do is they'll do things like this, right? And this is what we call down 1 mind games because I can down 1 here, but that's all I get is a down 1. I can beat him here every time off of down 1, but what he can do is this is a mind game that everybody likes to play. I'll let him poke and then I'll take my turn back, and then they go right back into a high. This is where you guys are like, he's mashing because I can do double down 1. But this is a mind game that you don't want to play sometimes because if you do down one right here, I get my turn back. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So let's say that my opponent does down one, right? So let's say, how can I do it, right? Damn, this is hard. Okay. I have to switch again. Then I have to go here, and I have to do this, and then I go here, and I go here, right? So watch this. Then I go right back into a high because remember, when you down poke someone like this, you can gel off a high. If they get hit by a down 1, you can gel off a high, right? So now the mind game is this. Watch. They can't master. Now they have to hold it again. So this is a mind game that they have to play. So now, see, you can't do Rekka here. It's not real. See? Hold on. Actually, you might be able to. I think it's just off of the EX one, because I think it's slower. No, they're the same frame. Huh. Oh, I think because this one doesn't have an actual detonate. Right, but anyway, the mind game off of this string is that down poke you, and then I take my turn back, and then I have you guess it if I'm going to do the full string of this, or if I'm just going to stagger. See how like good his staggers are and his backdash? There's nothing my opponent can do. So like, watch this. See that? He just lost. This is what you call like good spacing, right? So I could do like, I don't think I could do it off my down three. My down three is too stubby, but I could do it off of my down four. Hold on. See how I punish that? I could do it off my stand 2. I could do it off my stand 1. I could do it off my 2-1, I believe. Hold on. Yep. I could do it off my. I don't think I. Hold on. Can I do it off of this string? I don't think I can backdash. Nah, I can't backdash. That move is -7, so that's not gonna work. But yeah, you can also do it off this string. Nah, it's too slow actually. But yeah, you could do it off those strings. This is why Taquita is really strong. Is because you can do bow, boom, and then backdash. So I could go whatever the case may be, right? That is really strong as well. So like the mind game that you're playing with your opponent is like they don't know when they're gonna down poke. I mean like when you're gonna down poke. Because I could challenge here or I could just wait for him to poke. Go into more buttons. See what I'm saying? I don't have to poke him here. But I can because if he down pokes, I can punish him for down poking. And then I go back into my string. Now he has to hold my next pressure. So now he's stuck in a flow chart that he doesn't want to deal with, right? So now it can look like something like this, right? Hold on, I'm sorry. Now grab. Now he's getting a combo off this. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't want to play these mind games. Now overhead. See what I'm saying? Or I could go 1, 2, 3, let him poke 1, 2, 3, overhead. Or I could do 1, 2, 3, poke him, poke. Hold on. Punish. Or I could do things like this. Backdash, backdash, grab him. Backdash, grab him. Backdash, grab. Or I could start playing my game. Full string. Or let him poke. I could do this. Poke. Backdash. 1, 2, 3. Let him poke. 1, 2, 3. Backdash. Poke. Stand 1. Stand 2. 1, 2, 3. Like, there's so many mind games that you have to play off now. Because you're sitting there trying to poke me the whole time. I'm backdashing. He's like, oh, why did he backdash there? Oh, I dashed up down 1. I mean, stand 1. It's like, oh, why did he do that? Oh, what the hell? What's happening? Oh, my God. Like, what the hell? When do I take my turn back? What is happening? Y'all want to see this in action? I'll show you in action. If I was the Taquita player, I would show you, like, a whole bunch. All right, let's try. See, now he's poking at the strings, right? I have to stand 1, even though I'm plus. Now I grab him. Now I do overhead. Now I do overhead. Nah, he got me. He got me. Nah, get off me. Get off me. Get off. Got you. Ah, he's challenging me off of it now. Do it. Get in the corner, bitch.
You fight a champion.
You see how boring he plays? Oh my god.
Fight.
He gonna jump out of the corner. Got him. Now he's just taking his turn back now. Like watch this. Oh my god. See the mind games. Got him. Come here. Gotcha.
Let's end this.
Final round. Fight.
Bitch. Okay. All right. You get it now? Do y'all see? Do y'all see it now?